What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today we are here at Lake Julian Disc Golf Course. We're going to be doing a little bit of disc testing, this time with distance drivers. We have the Gateway Samurai. I found one in a used bin with no stamp, and then me and my friend sat there one night with Sharpies and we drew all over stuff. So it's got some Sharpie drawing on it. It's a very unique feeling distance driver, and I'll show you here in just a second as soon as I get to the tee pad. So, like I said, dumb night with a Sharpie, spent drawing on something. It has a really unique profile though, because it has the nice little sharp edge of like a somewhat flippy distance driver as it curves down, but then it has like a bead down here at the bottom. It's a little bit smaller than the Stalker bead, but a very similar style of bead where it's right there on the bottom rim. And let's see if, I don't know if you'll be able to see the difference right up next to it. This is a Nathan Queen Wraith. This is a normal beat Wraith. And then this is something a little bit straighter, the Grim X. So as you can see, or I don't know if you can see, as I can see, it's actually got, because it's such a chunky rim, the Samurai doesn't look like it curves down as much, but the parting line is about as low as the Wraiths, as the Nathan Queen Wraith, maybe not quite as low as the other Wraith. We're gonna throw them all here on some of the longer holes, some of the open holes, and wanna see how it flies. Marketed as 13.5 -2.1, so I brought my flippier distance drivers and we're gonna see what happens. Oh, that one's turned. I'm back. Now I'm gonna go Grim X. So you can see we've got a couple of different stabilities. I think the Nathan Queen Wraith, I threw it on more hyzer, but then it's a little bit flippier than my beat up Wraith that's in my bag. And then the Grim X is a little bit more stable than all of those. Let's see if -2.1 is true or if the 13 speed has anything to say about it. That's a really nice flight. I don't think -2.1 is accurate. Actually, no, you know what? When I throw like bigger stuff, that's those flight numbers, it does tend to just kind of flip up and then drop for me. When it's like a mid-range, it definitely will flip up and turn a little bit. But a distance driver definitely, because I threw the vanilla from Clash Discs, and it's 11. Oh. I threw the vanilla from Clash Discs and it's 11.5 -2.1. And so 13, yeah, I'd say probably somewhat accurate to the flight numbers. We're gonna throw it a little bit more. Hopefully we don't end up with like shanks or grip locks like the first hole did, so we can actually get true readings and see how it truly flies. Long pad for 9, we've got a tiny bit of wind, but when it does pick up, it's kind of a tail cross right to left. So I'm gonna see if I'm gonna do what feels natural for these discs to make them go as straight as possible, as far down that corridor. Try not to turn them over into the trees on the other side of the street. I always throw that one on way too much hyzer. I don't know why. Oh boy. Yeah. And Nathan Queen Wraith, if I don't put it a little bit higher, it will never come back. It's always gonna burn over. So I would say with a couple of throws so far, the Samurai is somewhere in between a beat up Wraith and a K1 Soft Grim X. If that means anything to you, I'll probably have a little bit better gauge on it with a couple more holes. Hole 8, I want to see them drift before they come back, so I don't want them to just flip up and then drop. I want them to have a little bit more of an S flight to them here. It's very possible that it's just the 13 speed and that's why I can't fully get it there. Sometimes it flips a lot and sometimes it doesn't quite flip, so maybe that's just different speeds and maybe I can't really throw 13 every single time, so that's why I normally lean towards more 9 or 10. No, that's pretty similar. Pretty similar. Oh yeah, such a bomber disc. I would say that the Nathan Queen Wraith is the flippiest. It's also probably the most beat up and oldest. I have thrown it a pretty decent number of times, and I was not the first owner of that disc, so it's not exactly new. Definitely had the most drift, and then the Wraiths, but that is 100% understandable that I would be able to throw at 11 speed a lot closer to the speed that it needs to fly to get its desired flight numbers. 13 is going to be a little bit hard for me because sometimes I can do it, but I can't always do it. So I would say somewhat accurate to flight numbers. It's probably going to fly similar to like a Charger, which is an end of a, it's either a 12 or a 13, but it's a -1.2 disc. So like if you beat off a Charger, or maybe a brand new Charger in like G-Star plastic or something similar to that. Yeah, one more hole, one more chance for some distance. Let's see how far we can rip these things. We're on 18. We're just going for distance today. So Mando sign is only there to tell us the distance and kind of give a gauge of where stuff is at. I'm not playing a tournament, I'm not playing the actual hole. I just want to see how far they go. And there's nobody on 19, so I can kind of just throw it as long as nobody steps up on there. I'm gonna throw the Grim X first as a wind test, and then I'm gonna go Samurai and then the two Wraiths. Let's see how far we can get these things to actually bomb out there. It's a good thing nobody was on 19 because that went straight down their fairway. So I think if you were to get a Samurai, it's gonna do something similar to what another flippy disc would do. When you actually truly hit it properly, it's going to roll for you because it is understable, but because it's a 13 speed, for the most part, it's gonna fly straight to overstable for most people. So Samurai might actually be a disc for a lot of slower arm speeds to lean into because it gives them the winds fighting that a 13 speed rim gives them, but it still gives them the understability and glide that the -2.1 gives it. Oh, that's turned. Way too turned. I need this one higher. Oh, it stalled. No. A little bit flatter and that would have made it past the Mando sign and probably a good bit further. Yeah. If you are interested in a Samurai, I don't know who actually sells Gateway around here, but if you're interested in a Samurai with a really dumb looking skull on the sharp bead onto the front, that one, by the time this video uploads, will probably be in another round Asheville's used bin. So if you want that disc, feel free to come by, grab it, snag it. I'm definitely not going to be backing that Samurai. It is a little bit more of a base plastic. I don't know their plastic, so I don't know what it is. And it's an X out, so it doesn't really say. But if you enjoy content like this with me just going out tossing discs and trying to figure out what they do, make sure to leave a like, comment below what discs you want to see next. Make sure to comment, or make sure to subscribe. You'll get all the first looks at the new videos, and you'll be entered into all my giveaways. Until next time, guys, see you out on the course.